Good evening, friends. Here, the topic which I am going to discuss is constitutional morality. The Indian Constitution is, as we know, that it is a living document, and therefore one can find a culture of inventionism in the reading or interpretation of the Constitution. The term constitutional morality has been invoked by the Supreme Court of India by striking down laws which could be termed as manifestations of popular morality. In Indian Constitution at various places such as Article 19, 25 and 26. Places such as and 26. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar used constitutional morality multiple times in parliamentary debates. So, why the need for constitutional morality? mm, While the concept of basic structure tended to nullify the constitutional amendments which go against the fundamental spirit of the Constitution, there was a need for an alternative jurisprudential concept that can be used to nullify ordinary legislation instead of using the basic structure doctrine so as to avoid marketing mm, and weakening the sanctity of the concept. This is not to say that only constitutional amendments come under the purview of the basic structure doctrine. However, it is true that it applies mostly such amendments. The good governance practices are required as Article 21 guarantees right to life, and a further example can be seen as what happened after the lockdown, when thousand people traveled from one state to another place without any conveyance, and they traveled by foot. So to reach their original home. So morality is on the government. Here morality arises on the government. Politicians, tradition, conventions, constitution, failure, commitment to the constitution. So it is on the government. There are many judicially crafted inventions that is not explicitly mentioned formally anywhere. The doctrine of constitutional morality, the doctrine of constitutional morality is the recent addition which is time and time again provoked by the Supreme Court in past ruling by giving some landmark judgments. The constitutional morality is still not defined. There are many different motions on the same. In the doctrine is of constitutional morality means adherence to noble principle enshrined in the Constitution. Principles interpretation of the Constitution in line with the ethos of constitutional democracy. So it is based on great moral society. It may also be defined as it means adherence to constitutional democracy that extended to create egalitarian based society based on social, economic, and political justice. In contemporary usage, constitutional morality has come to refer to substantive content of a constitution, which is related to norms. Now the question arises that what are the elements of constitutional morality? So in this perspective, these are the few examples such as rule of law, individual liberty, freedom of choice, expression, preamble, social justice, due process of law. These are the basic elements, or you can say the elements of constitutional morality. Constitutional morality is not limited to following the constitutional provisions. This means it is not confined to the constitutional provisions literally, but vast enough to ensure the ultimate aim of the constitution. It is based that it is broad, that it includes commitment to inclusive and democratic political process in which the individual and collective limits are satisfied. The judiciary, as interpreter of the constitution, has effectively used constitutional morality to overcome age-old laws which needs to get reformed with changing times. As society cannot be static, it gets evolved with changing dimension time. Same goes with the law to cater the needs of society by keeping in mind the spirit of constitution. So constitutional morality can be recognized by the keeping the in the mind the object of the constitution, how it was evolved in India. In Indian context, for the first time, constitutional morality was propounded by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on 4th November 1948 in parliamentary debate. In Ambedkar's view, the constitutional morality means an effective coordination between conflicting interests of different people and administrative cooperation to solve those issues or conflicts amicably or in friendly was as far as possible. The phrase had been used in less than 10 reported cases by the Apex Court of India till 2010, but in recent times, in the year 2018 alone, it has been used more than 10 reported cases. So, in 2018, it has been used in 10 reported cases where whereas many landmark judgments which was given by Supreme Court by applying this doctrine, such as the case of Navtej Singh Johar versus Union of India, the most remarkable judgment where Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Honorable Justice D.I. Chandrachud, differentiated between public and constitutional morality and said that the idea of justice have an overriding effect. That is, constitutional morality have an overriding effect on public morality. Same as in Joseph Shine versus Union of India. This case is of 2019, upholding the right of gender equality and right to equality. Supreme Court struck down section 497 of Indian Penal Code, which made adultery a crime for men to have sexual intercourse with a married woman, though the married woman was not to be punished as a beta. Indian Young Liars Association. Indian Young Liars Association versus State of Kerala. The another case, that is the judgment which is biggest blow on the public morality and also criticized by the people of the temple. Supreme Court held that the exclusion between the age of 10 to 15 years of age in Sabrimala temple for worship of Lord Ayappan is violative of Lord Ayappan and of four key constitutional morality tests, which includes justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. In NCT of Delhi versus Union of India, this is also the case of 2018. The judgment again retreated the doctrine of constitutional morality. The issue of constitutional morality, the issue is to figure out for how power is to be shared between the central and provincial government of Delhi under the constitution. The court held that chief minister and not the lieutenant governor is the executive head of the government. Court noted that morality is constitutional norms. This means morality is constitutional norms and conscience of the constitution. Now, what is the significance of this doctrine? The doctrine is not only restricted to some texts of the constitution, it is in the spirit of constitution. It requires in a democracy the assurance of basic rights which are essential for existence to every member of society. So it is essential for the existence of every member of the society. Thereafter, doctrine is progressive approach with change of time, if time and evolution of society. The doctrine is a counterpiece to public morality and also it is a fact of basic structure of the constitution which provide judiciary a power to keep check on the spirit and of the constitution as well as the soul of the constitution. What should be the limitations? The constitutional morality is nowhere located in constitution and it is necessary to do the same as there is evident danger that might concept be used in constitutional court as per whim and fancies of judicial brains, as in absence of definite clarity and consensus being reached on the doctrine violates it violates the principle of separation of powers. It establishes judicial supremacy over parliamentary supremacy against the very principle of democratic government. It is claimed that the application of this doctrine amount to pitting constitutional morality against social popular morality or judicial overreach. So to conclude, we can say that the doctrine is evolved under Article 142, and we also need to understand the doctrine in a proper way, which is the need of our. As due to this doctrine, we saw some biggest watershed in judiciary, homosexuality judgment. Dynamism of constitutional morality has to be understood proper perspective. So, in proper perspective, democracy should be understood. So, this is all about the constitutional morality. Thank you.